All right, welcome to our explainer. So, the European Union has this huge, groundbreaking plan to fight back against deepfakes and AI misinformation. The idea? A mandatory digital watermark. But the big question we're really digging into today is, well, it's a critical one. Can a law like this actually work?
So think about this for a second. Have you ever been scrolling online, you see a video or a photo, and you get that little moment of doubt? That nagging voice in the back of your head asking, wait, is this real? That feeling right there is exactly what we're talking about. In a world with AI this powerful, can we actually trust what we see anymore? You know, this goes way beyond just a few funny celebrity videos. The source material we're looking at from MultiGN puts it perfectly. We are in the middle of what they call a reality crisis. And honestly, that feels pretty spot on. And we're not talking about some far-off future here. These threats are real and they're personal. I mean, just imagine political deepfakes being used to swing an election. Or AI voice scams that are so good they can perfectly mimic a family member in trouble. The source argues that all of this leads to something even bigger, the fundamental decay of a shared reality. A world where the old saying, seeing is believing, just doesn't apply anymore.
Okay, so with this crisis looming, what's the EU's big idea? Well, they want to tackle the problem right at the source, using a piece of tech called a digital watermark.
So what in the world is a digital watermark anyway? Well, think of it as an invisible, super secure signal that gets embedded directly into anything made by an AI. Basically, the whole point is to have a technical fingerprint, a verifiable way to prove that what you're looking at was made by a machine, not a person. And the source gives us a really great analogy to make this click. This isn't some big, ugly, made by AI stamp plastered over the image. No, it's way smarter than that. Think of it like the hidden security thread inside a banknote. You can't see it with your naked eye, but a special scanner, or in this case, a special algorithm, can spot it instantly and verify that it's the real deal.
All right, so the tech sounds pretty cool, right? But here's the billion-dollar question. Will it actually work out in the real world? Well, the people who support this law believe it's a huge first step. They say it creates a clear, undeniable line between what's human-made and what's machine-made, giving platforms and all of us a real tool to fight back. So let's explore the case for making this the law.
But, and you knew there was a but coming, it's just not that simple. For every good argument for the law, the critics have a whole list of reasons why it might fail. They're raising some serious questions about bad actors who won't follow the rules, technical weaknesses, and just the sheer mind-boggling difficulty of policing the entire internet. So let's flip the coin and look at the enormous hurdles this thing is facing. All right, so when you put it all side by side, you can really feel the tension. On one hand, the supporters say it creates a clear distinction, it gives social media platforms tools to enforce their rules, and it makes everyday people hesitate before they share something fake. But the arguments against it are pretty heavy. You've got the bad actor problem. I mean, the people making malicious deepfakes aren't exactly going to play by the rules, right? Then there's the fragility problem. A watermark can sometimes be removed with just a simple screenshot. And of course, the enforcement nightmare. How on earth do you police the entire internet? It is a massive challenge. Okay, so we've got strong points on both sides. Where does that leave us? Is this whole thing just a good idea on paper that's ultimately doomed to fail before it even gets started? Or is there more to it? And this is where we get to the real heart of the analysis from MultiGN. The best way to look at this law is as a necessary step, not a silver bullet. It's not a magic fix. It absolutely cannot and will not solve the deepfake problem all by itself. So if it's not a magic fix, why even bother? Why does it matter? Well, because this is a huge moment. It's the very first serious attempt by a major global power to build some kind of framework for AI accountability. It forces the legitimate AI companies to be transparent, and it creates a new standard, a valuable, even if imperfect, signal for platforms and for all of us. And this really leads to the final big question that the source leaves us chewing on. The EU law is one way to go. But is government regulation really the right approach for managing AI? Or should we be leaving it up to the tech industry itself to figure all this out? There's no easy answer here, and this debate is really just getting started.
So everything we've talked about today was inspired by a really fantastic in-depth article over on Multigan. They do a great job of breaking down all the different sides of these really complex issues.
If you want to dive even deeper into this topic or just check out other great explainers on tech, finance, and culture, you should definitely visit them at www.multigian.in. And hey, while you're at it, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like and subscribe to the Multigian YouTube channel. It really helps us out. Thanks for watching.